So, all right, psychology nerds, and welcome to the last of these professional development or college development series. Today, I am, well, first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Ryan Martin, and I'm here with...
Sophie Phelan.
Yeah. It makes it seem like I don't know your name when I point to you like that, but I do. Her name is Sophie.
Yep.
So, so we are, finishing these up basically every day this week. We are taking a different year at college, starting with your first year. What should you do? And today we are going to talk about the senior year, which technically you are, but you'll still be here next year.
Yep.
So wait, do you graduate in May or December?
May.
Okay,
Yep.
so technically a senior, gonna hang out.
Credit-wise, I'm a senior.
Right. All right.
Yep.
So I've been for each of these. So in some ways, we're gonna be talking about what you should do.
Okay.
Coming up. So far, we've been talking about what people did do and giving advice. Now we're going to talk about that, something different.
What I need to be doing next year.
Yes, exactly. So each day has kind of had a theme, a thing that I think people should be sort of thinking about. So for the first year, it was figuring out what you like, making initial plans. For sophomore year, it's sort of setting yourself up for a successful final 2 years. Junior year is about gathering experience, and senior year is about preparing for life after college. So which I know can sometimes be sad for people and sometimes be a little daunting, but there's a lot of fun to be had on the other side of graduation as well.
Yeah, scary but exciting.
Yes. So one of the things that is probably going to mean, if you're a psychology student, is that you are spending some time applying for jobs and or applying for graduate school. So do you know which of those is going to be you next year?
I am thinking of taking some time off before going to grad school, and so I will be looking for a job.
Okay, gotcha. Yes. That's good. So, I'm going to do a shout out here too. We actually have an episode about the quote unquote gap year, or what I guess gap years refer to between high school and college, but whether or not it's a good idea to take time off and how to spend it. So, and it absolutely is and can be a good idea to take some time off in between. Check that episode out. It's on somewhere. It's on YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah. No, it's an episode of a show like Psyched for Careers or Psyched for Grad School. It's a show. Okay. It's on the blog on the Psych Report. So
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So. So, what that means is the graduate school application process. Check out the talk that Janelle and I did yesterday. It's on YouTube. It's via the app. You can find it on Facebook. It was a Facebook Live grad school application thing. Lots of good information there. If you're applying for jobs, though, I'd encourage you to get involved. We mentioned this last time you were on here, talking about career services, things like that. Getting some work there. They are going to be the experts on helping you get that job. That's literally what they're already here for, or what they're here for, what you're already paying them for, right? That's one of the services.
Might as well take advantage of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I should do that.
Yes. It's also going to be about finishing up some, major and minor and gen ed requirements, and so a part of this is you've got to make sure you stay on top of things like that. You're looking at your SIS reports and going through that.
Yep.
You sounded like you had something to say.
No, this semester I'm taking all gen eds, so mixing them with psych, but I'm going to be done after this semester, so that's fun.
All right, so you'll have the gen ed taken care of, which is good. So it's just one of those things. I think I discourage students from waiting to the very end to take care of those things, but of course your senior year you're going to have a handful of requirements that you need to take care of, and you guys just got to make sure you're looking at that early on senior year. I would also say too, encourage people to think about any skills they want to develop, and one of the things I think is important to remember is that college is this is once you're finishing up, you're not going to have opportunities like you have here down the road, right? It becomes harder and harder to take a class here or take a class there, or so so for someone like me who realizes now I wish I knew how to use Photoshop or something like that, it would have been better if I had discovered that in college and done it then.
Use one of your elective classes.
Right, exactly. And so instead of now where it just is a more challenging thing, right? Because it's about, enrolling in a school and doing all that. And so, which is not to say it's impossible, but be thinking about things like that. Like, is there anything you want to learn how to do? And maybe there's a good opportunity to do that now. So skills that either for your personal life might be important, for your professional life, your career might be important, things like that. I would also say this might be an opportunity to take things simply because you're interested in them. Mm-hmm. So my senior year, I took an education class. At the time, I had no plans of being a professor.
And now lucky.
Yes, and so it was really one of the more influential courses I've ever taken.
Is that what made you want to go on and be a professor?
It honestly might have. I mean, I don't remember having that thought directly,
mm-hmm.
But I think, I guess one thing I'd say is I obviously cared enough about education to want to take the class in the first place, but so I probably had some inkling that, and I went to college to become a teacher at the high school level, and then found other things that I was interested in, and so I wasn't planning on being a teacher anymore by the time I got there. But, it was a really influential class in a lot of ways that I really liked. So be thinking about some of that stuff as you pick your courses, especially if you have those elective classes. Any other pieces of advice that you could think of, things that I should mention that I haven't yet?
I don't know.
Am I stressing you out for next year?
No.
Okay.
No, this is all stuff that I'm like constantly thinking about.
Good.
And just, yeah.
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 Yeah. Another thing is, of course, we've been talking about the resume all week, but I'm going to put sort of finalize your resume in quotes because it's not really going to be finalized, right? It's the kind of thing you keep updating all your life or all your work life. However, we're at a point now where you're going to be using it more often as you apply for jobs and things like that. Yes. So when it comes to the resume, have it looked at and get advice from people who are in the know, whether it's career services or friends, faculty, whatever.
Yeah, and try and keep up to date with it.
Yes.
That's something that I need to finalize my resume.
Oh,
I have a few things I have forgotten to add.
Yep. No, that's a real problem. And it happens all the time.
I'll do that. I know it's been a while.
Every time I find myself, we use something different. Like for me, it's not a resume, it's a curriculum vitae, it's a CV that we use in academics. And every time I have to submit it for some reason, I have to go through the process of, and those you update pretty frequently, like every time you publish something or whatever. And so it's this terrible process of being like, okay, I gotta go figure out what I've done in the last 6 months or whatever. So yes, so that is it for today. I should have mentioned this in the other episodes, but I'm going to mention it right now. These all of Psych Week, these included, have been brought to you by Bellin Health Psychiatric Center. They've offered us a lot of support over the course of Psych Week, so special thanks to Bellin Health Psychiatric Center. Can you read that? Somebody